I mean, if you're a Bears fan, you're thinking forward progress. Come on.
10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abeticola on 312 Sports.
Well, remember that. Remember that. If you're with your kids, if you're with your grandkids, remember that. We're going to come up with a name for it at some point. But remember whatever that was. The Bears advance in the playoffs. They won 31-27, and until they won it, I didn't think they had a chance.
Shame on each and every one of you out there. I saw the words. I'll pull them back up if I want. Nobody believed. Everyone doubted. Everyone doubted this team. After everything they've done this year for you as a Bears fan, you doubted them and wrote them off after one fucking half of football. Shame, shame, shame on all of you.
Go get him, Maddie. Go get him.
Shame on all of you.
And shame on me? Absolutely. Absolutely. I thought this thing was over and done despite everything that has gone on. But my God, I have been thinking about what I was going to say to put a bow on a fun season. And remember a week ago when I started with a sort of a season valediction after the loss, and said, this has been great. This has been fun. And the reason I did that was because I know after a playoff loss, nobody wants to hear it. And I was all ready to sort of understand this and deal with it. And I'm a complete wreck right now. I'm an absolute wreck. I let me say this about Caleb Williams. I think, do you remember at the end of The Matrix when the entire construct is crumbling around Neo?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And numbers and letters are literally falling to earth as all of the code in the computers is rendered insignificant, unimportant. It loses its mastery somehow just by being the baller that he is. Caleb Williams has found a way to obviate stats. They don't matter. They don't matter. He doesn't care, and somehow, in games that are defined by the numbers and probabilities, Caleb Williams doesn't care. And his game doesn't care what you think, what the numbers say, what the numbers are saying about his performance in the moment. Nothing that has happened on the play before or the series before or a sprained ankle matters. All that matters to him is make the next play. And on 4th and 8, that would have been the game. On 4th and 8, that would have been it, and we would be drowning our sorrows and heading out and trudging out into a cool Chicago night. Instead, he keeps the play alive. He somehow, across his body, splayed out in like a 5-star pose as he releases the ball, finds Roma Dunze, and they're alive.
Dan, and he threw that ball with neither foot on the ground.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Our best intentions and how we define the game, how we scout players, how we measure players. He's breaking these things. He's making all of this stuff not matter. And here's the best part, if I may remind you, he's the quarterback of the Chicago Bears.
It doesn't matter. Listen, there's a lot to talk about, but the main thing is the pure excitement, the fact the Bears won that game. They're trailing 21-3 at halftime.
You called
it. They couldn't do anything to touch Jordan Love, and they come out after halftime. Whatever they decided to do differently in the second half made a significant difference, but I've said this all season long. Caleb Williams' greatest strength is his ability to live and play one down at a time. He doesn't care what happened the previous play. He's not looking beyond the current play. It is his absolute superpower. And even when he's playing poorly, when the numbers say he's playing poorly, when your eyes say he's playing poorly, when his coach, who generally calls a brilliant offensive game, is calling a terrible game,
He had a bad day.
Caleb Williams can still find a way to make the plays to make you win the game. At the end of the day, all that matters is the score. And Caleb Williams has now led the Bears to his 12th victory of this season in his second year to win a wild card game against their biggest rivals. Game 213 in this rivalry, and they're moving on to the divisional round to host another game at Soldier Field. That is all that matters. The Bears win 31-27.
I cannot believe somehow that they did what you said they were going to do. And if you, I thought it was a bit, but at halftime, you can look at the comments right now if you're watching on YouTube here on Forward Progress, a 312 Sports production. And if you look, you can see at halftime that Matt Abaticola went into the comments at halftime and chastised everyone for being of little faith and called this as profanely as is his signature. He called it. And here we are. The Bears advance in the playoffs. The word improbable doesn't really do this justice. And obviously, impossible is clearly not true because that's been proven wrong. Somehow, they finding Colston Loveland and essentially just saying, screw it. We don't care if you know it's going to Colston Loveland. We're going to design these plays, and we're going to just watch him keep making plays. You saw a star emerge tonight in their rookie tight end. You saw an NFL star emerge. This was I will also give the defense credit that to go from where they were to play the way they did in the second half. Somehow it was enough. And for anything that you've said about Montez Sweat, he earned his entire contract there on the 2nd and 15.
Yeah, that one play, he absolutely earned it. And when he needed to step up and make a play, when something had to happen, he came up and made a play. It was glorious to see that happen.
I really have to catch my breath. I'm serious. And actually, at one point, Zoe, my daughter, came downstairs and she said, "Dad, I'm getting a little concerned. Are you okay?" Because I was pacing around and making noises. And she said, I'm very serious. Do you need to take a Xanax?" I said, "No, I'm working and this is fun. I'm enjoying this feeling." And she said, "How can you possibly be enjoying this feeling?" And
hey, there's oh yeah.
You know it if you know it. You know it if you know it.
There's a few things I want to point out before I get lost here in our conversation. There's a few things. Number one, the touchdown by Zaccheaus, Olamide Zaccheaus, with one of the biggest touchdowns of the Bears season. Clay Walker was having a brilliant game for the Packers today. Number 7, the linebacker. And Olamide Zaccheaus, who was an unexpected target on that play, absolutely froze Walker on that outside-inside move for an easy touchdown. He had no chance to get him. The second thing I want to point out is the brilliant play call by Ben Johnson, despite having what I thought was an awful game for Ben, one of his worst this season. The play call to get the touchdown to DJ Moore on the fake Luther Burden screen, which they ran earlier in the game and they've run throughout the season, was an absolutely brilliantly timed call and a wonderful throw. Caleb Williams used his eyes perfectly, he used his body perfectly, and then waited for DJ Moore and gave him a perfect dime to get in the end zone, untouched, no one near him. It was absolutely brilliant. The third thing I will say before I forget, not only one of the but one of the worst that I saw from Drew Dahlman.
Yeah, that it can't happen. That's something that absolutely cannot happen. And, we saw there was one other time where that happened with him earlier this year. But, oh boy, man.
No, he had multiple bad snaps. One, he got lucky that he actually got called for a false start that went over Caleb's head. He had 2 or 3 that Caleb had to grab with his right hand because they were high and right. And then on the interception that Caleb Williams shouldn't have thrown, Drew Dahlman absolutely blocked no one on that play. He was standing there in the middle of the field. I'm pretty sure it was Drew Dahlman. Absolutely touched no one, and Caleb just had to throw that ball up. I don't think that he should have thrown that ball. He could have beat that guy with one step or one move, but Dahlman blocked 0 people on that play and pressure right up the middle.
Well, in a game where if you had told me that the Bears would be trailing 21-3 at half, and you would tell me the Bears would force 3 fumbles and recover none,
0. Yeah.
I would think, well, they just flushed this thing down the toilet. But and it appeared early on, with everything going wrong for them, with so many things going wrong, and all of their defensive backs early on playing badly. I did not understand why Tyreek Stevenson was not in the game in the place of anybody you want to pick. Deshaun Wright was bad. Nick McLeod was bad. Jalen Johnson, for a while, looked like he has no burst, like no makeup speed. And
they were picking on Kyler Gordon.
They were late. Kyler Gordon did make a couple of plays. They were picking on him late. I know Dennis Allen doesn't talk until Thursday, but if he wants to go out and get some hosannas, I am more than willing to say nice things about whatever he did with some of the disguising where he had 2 deeps that were becoming single high. He had single high that was rotating up to 2 deep post snap, and they were disguising some of the blitzes. And they started to wear him down a little bit. And this was without much of a functional running game for the Bears. Everything we said, and it shows you how silly so much of this stuff is leading up to games where we said, well, the recipe for the Bears, obviously, get turnovers and run the football.
And they were there.
And they didn't get turnovers.
Right.
And they couldn't run the football. But because of Caleb Williams and Colston Loveland, and a cast of other characters, but primarily because of an all-time Bears moment. And for a franchise that has not had its share of quarterbacking moments, particularly in the playoffs, this is the kind of thing that when Williams was drafted that we thought would change. This was the kind of thing that we thought, well, maybe things can be different if they finally get the guy. That's why I want you to remember today, because this was it. This is what it means when you've got someone who simply has the desire, the wherewithal, and the opportunity to ensure that you don't lose.
Yep, and thanks for pointing this out. This is Rob Daniel 3211. It was Tooney that blocked no one on the interception. It was because Dahlman should have blocked to the right. Dahlman took Tooney's guy. All right, thank you for pointing that out. Appreciate it. The criticism still stands, though, for Drew Dahlman. Had a pretty tough game snapping the ball. And also, too, a lot of shotgun in the first half for the Bears. And I think I wrote it down. About 12:28 left in the third quarter was the first kill of the entire game. 12:28 left in the third. He goes under center more in the second half as well, too. Still thought he struggled a bit. The first half, this man coverage, like we can't see it again. We just can't. You can't see it again. I mean, when Matthew Golden is doing things to you in man coverage, it just, you don't have the personnel right now. They're not healthy enough to do it. We saw it in the Lions game all game long, and we saw it in this game as well, too, certainly in the first half and through bits and stretches in the second half. But, yeah, I will give Dennis Allen credit for what he did in disguising his coverages. The scheming was a little bit different. When pressure was needed, we got some pressure there. And you force a different look in the second half, and we saw what happened with Jordan Love. They go from, looking like they were going to score 50 without even thinking about it to putting up 6 points. I know the kicker missed a field goal. The kicker missed an extra point.
I was just going to say that in Packers circles,
McManus, that is.
They may remember this as the kicker game.
Yeah,
this may be the
McManus
equivalent,
game for sure.
The equivalent of their double doink, or this for everything that they did, for it to be undone, like pulling a string that unravels a piece of clothing. if you want to destroy my sweater, pull this thread as I walk away. And there it is, that everything that he just allowed enough here, enough there, enough for Caleb Williams to snatch that away from them. Games like this, in a lot of ways, and I think I've said this with a couple other comebacks this year, to then do it in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. To follow this similar skill. Well, you can't count the Bears out of it. Ha, ha, ha. Look at what they've done all year. Ha, 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 ha. And I'll be damned that they do it again in a way that seems, I keep using this word, improbable, impossible, and I apologize for not being able to come up with an adjective right now. And my hands are still shaking right now. Literally, my hands are shaking right now coming off of that. It is to do that again in the playoffs the way that they did it, in large part because every little opportunity, every little opening gave them just enough daylight. And that 4th and 8, my goodness, a 27-yard pass because he hung in there, jumped in the air, and found his guy, Rome Odunze, coming back from injury in this game. Really, I know it's going to take a little bit of time after everybody. I can only imagine what's going on right now in the streets of Chicago, because I know it's not the Super Bowl, but to celebrate this win in this way over the Packers.
Yep.
They didn't just beat some team. The Bears were underdogs at home against the Green Bay Packers. And despite everything that went wrong, they beat them.
Yeah, they sure did. It was an unbelievable victory that I think none of us will ever forget. One of the greatest moments in Bears franchise history right here was that win, 21-3 at halftime, and they come back to win when not even playing close to very good football.
It's an all-timer. Hey, was it yesterday that we did our top 10 Bears playoff memories?
Yeah, today's
that was
Saturday.
yesterday?
That was Friday. Yes,
it feels like it was a week ago.
Yeah,
so,
and this right here will be on top of the list.
Oh, I don't know if it's on the top of the list yet. Depending on what may happen afterward, maybe it will.
Yeah, right.
Depending on what may happen afterward, but the fact that that's alive right now, that we spent all that time, and if you want to go back and listen to that, and here's some of the emotion that came out from both of us in talking about how we felt with some of these Bears playoff moments, and to know it as it's happening, to understand that we were just part of an all-time Bears moment right there, not just an all-time Bears-Packers moment, but this is the first year of Ben Johnson. Yep. And whatever belief he's selling, whatever he's got going that keeps them in there, that keeps them believing, and maybe it's just knowing that Caleb Williams is the guy taking these snaps. But it's special in a way that defies explanation and defies criticism.
And I'll bring up or go back to a point you made earlier too about Colston Loveland. In his first year, I mean, he's setting rookie records for receptions and for yards in playoff games. He's only going to get better and better and better. And as it is right now, with what he's still learning about his own game and about the NFL game, he cannot be covered. It is that simple. If you want to throw him the ball, you can throw him the ball at any down, at any distance, anywhere on the field. He cannot be covered, and he is only a rookie who barely saw any passing in the first quarter of the season because he wasn't ready to do that. And this is what he's developed into already in game number 18 of this season.
And can I also, to his credit, the hardest thing for a rookie tight end is the homework. Is the understanding. It's knowing every blocking and receiving assignment in the pass game and the run game.
Yeah.
It's really hard to be a good rookie tight end. It's really hard for that reason. It's hard to be trusted in the pass game and the run game. For him to have missed the time that he missed rookie minicamp post-draft stuff, recovering from an injury, and then to be able to know everything, to be able to download this playbook, to the point to build the trust to be able to have a game like this here in January in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yep.
To build that is a testament to his hard work in the classroom as much as it is the practice field, because that's how you get the chance to get out there and do that, is being trusted by as a perfectionist, a coach as you're ever going to find when it comes to offense. Look, I'm just looking. There's a number that's screaming out to me just right now as I'm looking at my screen here. The Bears outscored the Packers 25-6 in the fourth quarter.
Yes, they did. They absolutely did. And I'm gonna listen, Dan. I'm gonna stand by it. I know I said it was a blowout or something. I'm gonna stand by it. That was Matt LaFleur's last game coaching the Green Bay Packers. That loss.
You think it did it?
You think we're as excited about this win? They are 10 times more angry and disappointed about this loss. They went into that game as the favorite to win that game. They all sat in that locker room and said, we want the Bears. We want to put their season to bed. We want the Bears. This is what we wanted. We want Chicago. Well, you got Chicago, and you got a fucking loss. And Matt LaFleur is going to wear that. He's going to own it. And I'm telling you, it's the last game that he coached. His 7-year reign as the Packers head coach just came to an end at the hands of Caleb fucking Williams. Period.
Caleb.
Bring on John Harbaugh. Bring him on, because you're next, motherfucker. Bring him on.
Caleb F. Williams finished the game 24 of 48, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns to go with 2 interceptions. Jordan Love finished 24 of 46, 323 yards, a franchise playoff record-tying 4 passing touchdowns. The Bears were led in rushing by DeAndre Swift with 54 yards on 13 carries. Colston Loveland was targeted 15 times, made 8 receptions for 137 yards. DJ Moore caught 6 for 64 yards and a touchdown. Roma Dunze had 2 catches, including that
the most
one
important catch
for 27 yards on 4th and 8 that saved their season.
In a stupid fucking throw, man. Feet off
Ridiculous.
the ground. Yes, feet off the ground.
Ridiculous.
Being pulled down and drops it in like he walked over and handed it to him.
Absolutely ridiculous. Josh Jacobs, after running roughshod over the Bears in the first half, they somehow found a way to bottle him up, and he finished with just 55 yards on 19 carries. Romeo Dobbs had 124 yards on 8 receptions. Matthew Golden, 84 yards on 4 catches. Jaden Reed had 4 catches for 43 yards. And I will say this, the Bears did not hurt themselves with penalties. There was a stretch in there where...
Yeah, I told you that too, that you control the things you can control and clean up the penalties and the pre-snap penalties. What did the Bears have tonight? What did the Bears have?
I believe they had 0 pre-snap penalties.
They had 0 pre-snap penalties. I said clean that up. That's one area you can control. The number of times you run the ball, clean up your pre-snap penalties. Be out there ready to go. Clean that up. It's a key to winning this football game. And listen, you're Mr. Memory. What did Mike Ditka say about the past?
The past is for
losers,
cowards and losers, I believe.
All right, hey, Greg B210. 4 Super Bowls in Green Bay, boys. How many in shy? Question mark. The past, Greg B. Cowards and losers.
Yeah, he's having a rough one.
Cowards and losers. 31-27, bro. Take a look at the scoreboard.
And I know we don't usually do this, but can I share an email exchange?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Absolutely can. Ed, you get that up. I'm one point I want to make before I forget, because it's gone through a couple cycles now.
Okay.
If Roma Dunze is getting his legs back underneath him to play as they host a divisional round, and then they'll host the NFC Championship game before they're going on to the Super Bowl in Santa Clara, if Duvernay and Zacchaeus are going to be out there in passing situations, they have got to block better. Just period. They have got to block better. Whatever it is you got to do to be out there, boys, you have got to block better. It is vital to what this offense does.
No block,
there
no
were
rock.
Several opportunities that they missed blocks. And I will say one thing that benefited the Bears is Cooper going out 56. That dude was the best player on the field for the Packers until he went out of the game. That was a huge benefit for the Bears.
So I
So
just
read
want
your email. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you. I want to read to you because I think it may hit you the way that it hit me. This was sent in by Jarrett in Lake Villa. This was during the game. This was sent in at 9:12 p.m.
Yep.
Okay, so you know what was going on at the point. Our 9-year-old daughter has never taken to football. With all the rivalry talk, with the excitement over a playoff game, she asked if we could watch the game. We surprised her with a Caleb Williams jersey before game time. She was ecstatic and incredibly hyped for the game. As we sit now, 32 seconds before halftime, down 21-3, I'm trying desperately to keep her spirits up. I said, we can still come back. I said, there's a lot of time left. I said, football's a crazy game. Crazy things happen. I said, Caleb is great at comebacks. I don't think anything's working. Have I doomed her to a life of Bears fandom? Is CPS going to open a file on me? She was 2 months old during the Cubs World Series, and I held her throughout Game 7, worried if I moved, I'd wake her up and throw off the Cubs mojo. I wanted to share the excitement of the victory with her. Today is instead a lesson, also valuable. If you play a game, you have to be willing to lose and be able to handle losing. Lesson or not, this sucks. Thanks for everything, guys. You're the best. And I responded at the time at 9:13, and I said, this is how fandom is built. And he said, solid point. Those bad Cubs memories made 2016 so sweet. I still watch clips on YouTube and can't help but tear up. This is just part of the process. And he emailed at 10:39 p.m. to have a quote from his 9-year-old daughter. He says, we did it. We beat the Packers. Now I'm going to bed. I am so tired. And he describes her as a newly minted 9-year-old Bears lifer.
That's great. I like this too. Miracle on Lake Michigan. Get it in before they move to Indiana. You know, and I will say this. We've talked about this a lot throughout the course of the season, watching games with kids. So my 4 boys, you know, my 2 boys, my 2 stepsons are in the basement the entire game. And when the Bears got the ball for the final drive to go ahead, I called them up. I said, "You boys, come upstairs. You can finish watching the game. Why are we coming up? Why are we coming up?
Call your neighbors, wake your pets, wake your friends, bring them out. History."
Yeah. So yeah, come up, watch the game with us. You know, sit up here with me and Natalie, watch the game. For 2 reasons. Number one, I wanted them to watch it because, you know, my oldest one was questioning whether they were going to come back, and I kept telling them they're going to win this game. They're going to win this game. And so I wanted them to watch it with us, wanted the 6 of us to be together watching it. And then also, too, for, you know, when we start this, I don't want anyone down here. So I'm like, get your asses out. Let's
yes,
watch
because
the
you
game.
work blue.
I do work blue. Yeah, and I'm sure they can still hear me. And if I'm really loud on the stream, sorry. I'm fired up, man. I mean, I typed what I typed in that chat room during the halftime because I believed it. It wasn't a bit. I've been telling you all along. I'll show you my receipts. I got the Bears going to the Super Bowl, and it's also parts 1 and 2 of my 5-team parlay I've hit so far.
That's right.
Bears +1, Panthers +10.5. Had it out there for you.
I got my DJ Moore touchdown. I just didn't get my Cole Kmet receiving yards because they didn't give him credit to any on the one that they said was incomplete.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
Oh, okay, first of all, when we talk to Herb Howard, we need him to go up to his guy, Gervon Dexter. Because remember, it was Herb Howard. If you listen to Forward Progress,
yes,
you remember the story that Herb told us about was it the second Vikings game? When was it? There was a ball on the ground, and Gervon Dexter is trying to pick it up like he's going to scoop and score instead of falling on top of it.
Yes.
So if you talk about damned if you do, damned if you don't. This time, they throw to the tackle eligible, who makes a nifty little move, and guys are bouncing off of him.
Great move.
Yeah. You know, that was he looked like when, like, Penei Sewell, or who's the guy, Tyrese Proctor?
He looked like a running back, and he crushed
really
DeMarco
athlete.
Jackson.
Yeah, poor DeMarco. That was no fun. So they peanut punch the ball out of his hand. Gervon Dexter has it. And this time he does try to fall on it, and he's not even close. He goes completely ass over tea kettle, and then he goes, damn.
He fell on it with his chest, and it's like squirted out like it was some kind of kid's toy in your hand. And you squeeze, and it just shot out.
Yeah, it was like the soap in the shower or something. How about Kevin Byard too? How about on the fumble in the end zone?
What are you doing there, bro? Standing there. Get after it.
The ball's sitting at your feet.
And who makes that play? Tyreek Stevenson.
Tyreek Stevenson. And Gordon made the next play.
Yes.
Thank you for
that.
Stevenson.
Thank you for trying to jump in there.
I hope
Christian Watson.
I'd love to know what really has gone on with Tyreek Stevenson, because I hope he didn't do something really bad. You know, if I'm sitting here play him more, I'd love to know. I'd love to know what really went on.
I mean, you know, if there was anything, then he hit it really well with his comments. The coaching staff hit it really well with their comments. And it was just, hey, these are the two starters, and we have two cornerbacks that play, and you're the third guy in, and I'll be ready to play, and I'll be a good teammate. But he is healthier and can move and can run and can tackle and can make plays. It's like, you know, then start using a rotation, bro, because these guys right now just don't have it, and that's okay. That's okay. When you're trying to rehab in the middle of a season and come back from an injury, particularly having surgery like Jalen Johnson, that's hard to do. And he self-admittedly said, I don't have enough time this season to get back to where I can play. And that's okay. But then have a rotation. Do something different, because you can't just leave guys out there on islands getting beat and trailing guys one after another. You just can't. Because when it comes down to it, when they end up hosting the Rams in the NFC Championship game, you're going to need guys. You're going to need everybody available to go out and make plays. Because you can't do that shit to Puka Nacua. It's just not going to happen.
No. There are some tougher tests to come, but this team doesn't. They don't care.
No.
They make things not matter. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what Jedi mind trick this team has, or that Caleb Williams has, but somehow he makes all the ways that we criticize these games, and we say, well, he was this of this, and he missed this throw by this, and Next Gen Stats says this one had a 10% possibility of this, and we do it, and we do it, and we do it, and then Caleb just says, you know what? I don't care about any of that. As long as there is a chance that we can win the game and I've got the ball in my hands and we're not dead yet, I'm going to do everything I possibly can do to not worry about any of that stuff.
Thanks for this, Jack Wagon 1. ESPN Milwaukee caller saying LaFleur's got to go.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
And lots of comments, too, about the Pope. This is the reason why. It's the Pope. Pope magic. Pope Bob.
Well,
Bob in the 815 is making this happen for the Bears.
Something
has Nate Hobbs said that God wanted the Bears to win?
Well, it's clear he did. That's how he feels. Can we just say that whatever that's in the air tonight, oh Lord, also somehow made the Cubs outbid the Boston Red Sox for Alex Bregman.
And we get Alex Bregman in town.
Yeah, both teams are apparently willing to go 5 years. Cubs went 5 years, 175, no opt-outs, no trade. And the Cubs outbid the Red Sox for Alex Bregman. That was going on while this was all happening.
Yes. Jeff Passan was the first guy I saw break the story. So, yeah, they can call it Government Fromage says it's the Bregman game. Yeah, absolutely. So the Cubs get Alex Bregman. 5 years, 175. Unbelievable. My God, Dan, it's the trifecta. The Blackhawks beat the Nashville Predators 3-0.
Hey,
we might as well just close up shop right now, because it doesn't get any better than this.
How about the Bulls stomping the Dallas Mavericks? The Bulls won every single quarter tonight.
Oh, did they win?
The Bulls clobbered the Mavericks.
Were they at home?
Yes.
Did they get out in time to see the end of the game? I really hope they did, man. I've been praying for that.
I don't know
I was on my knees. I'm like, dear Lord, please let the Bulls get out in time to watch. Those poor guys have to play their professional basketball game. Oh, those poor bastards. Oh, Lord, please. Yeah, then I called Nate Hobbs and I said, hey, what's Jesus say about this game? And he was like, well, Jesus said you guys are going to win. So, and I'm like, all right,
cool.
Right, bro.
See, I'm wondering now, maybe you've got the hotline, which is why you barge into the chat at halftime like Leroy Jenkins and just start going off.
Leroy
That's what you did to the chat at halftime. You went in swearing at everybody for not believing and say they're going to win this game. Mark my words. It was all caps. That was essentially what you did. You Leroy Jenkins the chat with your Bears fandom.
I might have dropped some motherfuckers on people too.
By the way, how about that post-game handshake? Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't even see it, dude. I was
it's
down,
great.
I got about 18 steps down to the basement. I think I hit 3 of them on the way down, so I missed
it. Watch the post-game handshake because Ben does a drive-by. Ben does a, hey, yeah, okay. And he's gone. And LaFleur does almost, I could swear he mutters something under his breath. I don't know what he said. Oh, it's so good. It's so cold. It's like, hey, nice game. See ya.
I'll find it.
It was fantastic. The most dismissive, most intentionally, clearly dismissive half a handshake. He kind of like grabbed his hand and dropped it too. LaFleur puts his hand out. Ben Johnson kind of goes, "Oh, hey, yeah," and just like kind of, it wasn't a low 5. He squeezed it, but let go and ran away immediately.
Really? That's great. Well, he had to get to the locker room and take his
He's got
pants
things
off.
to do. He's got to remove his pants and wave them around his head and go get hot dogs.
So Sunday Dead Man says cursory handshake according to Al Michaels, who's back next year. He's back next year. Al Michaels, by the way.
Yeah, he wasn't great either. He got better at the end of the game. He was missing a lot that was going on.
We were Natalie and I were talking about it during the game. He'll be celebrating his 60th wedding anniversary next year.
Oh.
Or this year, 2026. Yeah, to Al and Linda Michaels, 60
That's awesome.
years. Oh, it's fucking amazing. I fucking love it. Okay, here, let me ask you this, because I want to get your opinion on things, because I saw it differently.
Well, you know, my parents are at 58, you know.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm still amazed that you came from those people.
Why? Beth and I are going on, 27?
Well, no, because your parents are just absolutely wonderful, delightful people. I don't know how your mother birthed you.
Speaking of which.
What?
Did
you find the sweater?
Yep, my dad found the sweater.
Yes.
So, but here's the thing. He wore it. So he may have to wear it again next week. Now, I hope he doesn't get mad at me. Can I show this?
Yeah, show it. So H. Bruce wore this what? Okay. Well, he has to wear it next week. Whenever the Bears, it's required now for the rest of the playoffs.
He didn't. I don't know if he wore it during the game. I'll find out. But he found my sweater. It's a men's large, and it fits him perfectly. But I think this was our Bears' good luck charm.
Okay, so you need to find out what he did. If he put it on just for the photo,
I will.
Needs to do the exact same thing. If it was 4 hours before kickoff, and then he took it off right away, he needs to do the exact same thing for the next game when the Bears will. So who they're going to? So Rams will go. Niners.
It depends what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, so Niners. So when the Bears play the Niners, he's going to have to wear that again. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so let me ask you this.
Yes.
And it was pointed out a few times in the comments, and Kirk Herbstreit made a comment about Tyreek Stevenson, saying that remember the play when Jordan Love, he scrambled and ran out of bounds, and Tyreek Stevenson was coming up and kind of jogged towards the sideline.
Yeah, and he called him out for a loaf.
He called him out for a loaf. I didn't see it that way. I don't know what you saw. I didn't see it that way. Jordan Love was going out of bounds. Tyreek Stevenson was not going to make a play on him. And all he did was close the wall into the sideline where Jordan Love went out. I don't know what he wanted him to do there. Like, does he want him to hit him on the white line? I mean, to speed up and maybe fall, or Jordan Love make a move, but he was clearly going out of bounds. He just closed the gap. That's all he did. I didn't see it as a non-hustle play or a lazy play at all.
Just a quick note here. Jordan Love has been asked about Matt LaFleur's future and has apparently endorsed him and says he has his support. So
of course he's going to say that. That's a dumb question to ask.
Ben Johnson, his quote is, "A game we'll never forget." No, we certainly won't. He said, "Late in the fourth quarter is when we're at our best. I can't be more proud of this group than I am right now."
Yeah, Ben Johnson being 2-1 against Matt LaFleur also endorsed Matt Fleur to remain the head coach.
Yes, I'm sure he did. I'm going back now to and watching this 4th and 8 throw by Caleb Williams.
You're watching it right now?
Pressure from his right, a man at his feet falling to his left. And you know what? I don't know if he intended that for Monungai or for Rome. Because it was thrown to a spot when Monungai took off up the sideline. He and Rome ran to the very same place. Rome just beat him there. So I'll be very interested to know how honest he is about, because as I'm watching that and I'm doing a freeze frame of it, there's 3 defenders trailing the play, and that could have been for either Monungai or Adunze. And Adunze came down with it at the 30-yard line. Just incredible.
All right, yeah, that's it. We'll have to go back and watch it again. I thought it was clearly for Rome, but yeah, we'll go back and take a look
Watch
at it
it again, and especially watch the view from behind Williams as you see Monungai break free in the scramble drill. So pretty incredible. And after the game, there's now a photo too of Caleb Williams wearing the cheese grater hat.
Nice.
And actually holding a cheese grater and grating cheese. If again, and I always say this, I don't know if I can trust pictures on the internet to be real. To the extent that anything is real right now, this looks real.
Hang on a second here. Let me
really, really incredible. Really
throw somebody out of the chat real quick before I lose it.
Okay. I will say too that
loser
between the signing of Alex Bregman to a 5-year deal, the Bears doing this, like that alone, and then you have the Hawks winning and the Bulls winning just as afterthoughts, just as like sprinkles on top of the dessert. Can you remember a more amazing night, a single night in Chicago sports? I mean, I can remember on the downside, the night that the White Sox lost to Toronto in a playoff game in '93 was the same night that Michael Jordan announced his retirement. I mean, there had been some big nights.
Yeah. I'll answer that here. And real quick, though, tell me your thought on what you saw with Tyreek Stevenson on that play.
I thought after the fact, it would be easy to say that he was loafing. Mm-hmm. Unless I see the all 22s and can get a sense of what the actual distance was from the play, mm-hmm. It may have been unreasonable for him to think he would be able to come up and make a play. However, any coach would say, that's not your decision. Okay. Go hard all the time, no matter what. But I don't want to speak out of turn. I would love to see the timing of it, because in still photos can sometimes misrepresent what things look like when.
Yeah, no, that's fair, and I'll accept your answer there. But I'll just go with my eyes what I saw in the game. He wasn't. I didn't think that criticism was fair on that. One other thing here is this message. My favorite part of the game was when George McCaskey ran into the locker room with Edwards to be Mr. Miyagi. You saw that George McCaskey, after T.J. Edwards goes to the locker room, he goes and you see him running. He's running through the tunnel with Edwards' helmet, like he needs it for the imaging. It reminded me of Hawk Harrelson. Didn't Hawk leave a game in the middle of the booth because someone got hurt?
Yeah, I'm gonna check on him. I'm gonna go check on him.
Of doing your job,
here's the difference. During a game, George McCaskey doesn't have a job to do.
Right, exactly.
I have no problem. George can go whatever he wants.
But it was really funny, though.
He can be on his scooter in the lot. You know,
I love that the camera caught him, though. It was great. All right, I'd have to go back to this day, but I wonder if you remember this day. We did a live remote, and it was a day when there were 4 Chicago teams playing on the same day in Chicago. It was late in the baseball season, early in the fall. So you had 4 games happening at one time, or 4 games happening in the same day, all at separate times. And we had a remote at real time, I want to say. And we said that we would give someone who was willing to come out and do the craziest thing. We would give them a pair of tickets to each sporting event and a limo to drive you to all the sporting events. And the dude that won came on site and shaved all of his hair off his head, including his eyebrows. You remember that dude?
He did. Yes, I do.
He shaved everything off. His head, full head of hair, his eyebrows gone, his beard gone, shaved everything.
He looked like Mike Quaddy.
He did look like Mike Quaddy, and he got a pair of tickets to all 4 games and a limo to take him around. Now, I'd have to go back through and see how the outcomes of those games came out. Now, surely this being a playoff game and the way it went down against the Packers, this will surpass anything we could find.
It will surpass anything we can find, and don't call me Shirley.
Yes, Shirley, I won't. It's a big building with doctors and nurses, but that's not
That's not
important
important right now.
So that might be up there for consideration in one of the best days ever. I gotta go back and see what happened in that days though.
But this was an all-timer. The Bears
Yeah.
just came back from 21-3 to beat the Packers in the playoffs.
You'll never forget it. It's meeting number 213. It was their third meeting in the playoffs only. Of 213 games, only their third playoff meeting, and the Bears trailed 21-3 in a game where the coach didn't call a good game, the quarterback didn't look good for most of it, but made the plays that he needed to make because all that matters at the end of the day is the number on the scoreboard, and the Bears won 31-27.
Here's another quote from Ben Johnson. There was probably a little bit more noise coming out of their building up north at the start of the week, which we heard loud and clear, players and coaches alike. So this one meant something to us. Not until you were down 21-3.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Has Dan Campbell hired a new OC yet? Maybe Matt LaFleur can go there and just call plays for the Lions.
Boy, you seem very certain of that. I'm not questioning you because today's not the day to question Matt Abatacola on anything.
Let's go.
Today is I'm staying away from whatever you got going on there. My goodness, the Bears couldn't get off the field on third down. They kept blowing it on fourth down. They kept having all these fumbles at their feet that they couldn't get. There was no way that they won this game. This feels like a hallucination. Like doing this right now feels like some sort of like an occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. I don't know if you ever read that short story where
No.
That's what this feels like to me. That none of this is actually happening. That they actually lost the game. But they won. They won the game.
So Dan, I told you I had this 5-team parlay going today, which I got the first two today: Bears +1, Panthers +10.5. Right before the game, I did some prop wagers too in this game, and all three hit. I had the longest touchdown over 39.5 yards, which hit. I had the team to score last was Chicago, which hit. And I had both teams score over 19.5, which of course came through. So not only did I win the game of +1, but I also won my 3 prop bets on this game today. So 5 for 5 today on Saturday, Wild Card Weekend. Let's
Amazing.
go. Let's go.
Amazing. So unbelievable. My cousin just took his 2 boys. They said they're so excited they want to go jump in the lake.
Did they really?
He took them.
Did they go?
Yes.
Yes.
They went to the lake and they just jumped into the lake.
You know what that is right there? That's a first-class parent right there. That's what you do.
He said he offered them each $500 to not do it. And they
Oh, no.
refused.
Good boys. Those are some good dudes. How old are they? Do you know how old these kids are?
22 and 18.
Oh, okay. So they're not sober. Okay. Well,
I didn't say that.
they're gonna regret the not taking the grand tomorrow.
They're 22 and 18, and
Yeah, they're gonna regret that grand tomorrow.
They just jumped in the lake.
That would have bought a lot of beers.
I've so many people are text. I've got a text just came in from a longtime contributor, the Sultan of Guilt.
Oh yeah, nice.
Who says, "Wow, this move by the Cubs really is a turning point for Matt Shaw, isn't it?" Hey! Oh, yeah, it is. It's fine. I'm good with that. We should ask Nate Hobbs if he saw that coming too.
Yeah. Have you seen anything from Nate Hobbs yet? I'm looking.
I haven't.
Trying to stay here on Twitter.
You're
Too busy reading all the.
I see what you have up right now from your guy Strangles.
That's right, my guy.
Who is? He's at the chalkboard right now, writing down, "I will never doubt Matty or the Bears again," and he's going to keep doing that.
I'd like you to write it 213. I don't know. Was it? What did I say? 213 meeting? Yeah. So 213. Write it 213 times, Strangles. You'll be good to go.
Well, I guess that the forward progress post games are not yet done. There's going to be a lot more of them. What time is it?
It's
I don't care. I don't care.
11:30.
I don't care.
Almost.
I don't care. I don't care what time it is.
Yeah.
I don't care. I couldn't eat today. I was bouncing off the walls all day. I couldn't concentrate on anything.
Oh, is this accurate? I think this guy's right too. Is Nate Hobbs on the IR? I think he is.
Okay.
So God must have told him earlier in the week this was going to happen. So he's like, well, I'm injured. I can't go. Coach,
so
I'm out.
let's briefly look at injuries. It looks like Andrew Billings is hurt, but the defense got so much better with him out.
Agreed.
I know it's our guy.
Oh,
I know it's our guy, but it got so much better with him out.
I'm glad you said that. Dominique Robinson, I thought, had his best game of the season. Absolutely had the run defense.
Where did I write that down?
I thought he played spectacular today.
Yeah, he did. Dominique Robinson, and he's easy to spot because he wears the Guardian cap.
Yes, he looks like the thing from, what is that, the spoof on Star Wars. The giant Darth Vader helmet.
Helmet?
Yeah, that's
from
what
Spaceballs?
That's Spaceballs, thank you. That's what he looks like to me.
I go back to the great Gazoo from Flintstones, but that's...
your guy, too, Duvernay, with a great return, and the lead blocker on that was Dom Robb, too.
Yeah,
he was out front.
That was a great return by Duvernay, who was somehow 6th in Pro Bowl voting, or in Pro Bowl, or All Pro, whatever it was. He's got a reputation for being great at his job that I guess we have, except for a couple of occasions, we have yet to really see it. Anytime he wants to do that, fine by me. Ozzie Trapillo left with what appeared to be
an ankle, I think.
If it's a sprained ankle, he might be okay. We shall see.
TJ Edwards, that bad ankle.
TJ Edwards, that is either or a broken or dislocated ankle. And very often, I'll play doctor for a second. In football, often that injury is a ruptured deltoid ligament as well as a broken fibula. That can be really common. And it looked like the Caleb Williams injury was just one of those where you trip over your own foot. So
yes,
I'm not worried about him.
Yeah, no, he was fine. He wasn't even looked at.
I need to settle down. I need to figure out which way is up right now, because that was something that we're never going to forget it. We're never ever going to forget that, no matter what happens from here on in. And we'll come in on Monday morning, and we've got enough to talk about. It's going to be a long DBU and a long forward progress, I think. Whew. This is going to be
all right. So Ian Rappaport, Dan, did purport this. Thanks for texting us in, Jeff.
Yes,
Jeffrey, thank you. Another bad injury for the Bears. Starting left tackle Ozzie Trapillo suffered a patellar injury and is out for the season, said Coach Ben Johnson.
Yep. All right.
So he's done. So Theo Benedict's there.
Okay.
Matt LaFleur, this is the greatest organization in the world, in my opinion, and it's very humbling. I'm certainly disappointed right now. I'm disappointed not mostly. I'm disappointed for everybody that's associated with the Green Bay Packers. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed for our locker room, disappointed for our fans, our leadership, everyone involved with the Green Bay Packers right now. The Packers and Coach Matt LaFleur will meet shortly after the season ends to discuss extending his contract, with both sides hoping for a great outcome. I think he's gone. I'm sure Ian's locked in there and he knows shit that I don't and never will. But
tell that to John Harbaugh, who apparently, reading what Diana Rossini and others wrote in The Athletic, that everything was believed to be stable and status quo until it just wasn't.
Yeah.
And that can happen too, but I wouldn't mind having this rivalry continue, because I'm telling you, watch that handshake. Watch it. Ben Johnson absolutely was like, handshake, okay, bye. It was a thing. I'm not mad though.
No, not at all. I wasn't negative Nancy. I was critical of Caleb Williams. He played like shit to start the season, man. And he still lagged behind a little bit in some throws. And he had a throw tonight.
Several bad throws tonight.
Colston Loveland going up the sideline that he overthrew. Remember the one he overthrew early in? I'm sure it was the first quarter, I think. If he waits a tick longer,
I had one of the.
He might have been able to catch that and go the distance. Now there was a safety coming over the top, but he might have already gotten past him. But that was a play that he missed badly there. So
are you talking about
the
one on the first drive?
Was that
the very first drive of the game? He had a bad overthrow to Colston Loveland.
Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, 1st and 10, overthrow to Loveland, bad timing on Caleb Williams. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, can I also note this too? Did you notice a couple things? The Bears chose to receive. They won the toss and chose to receive. Stop doing that. I hated it when Matt Eberflus did it, and I hate it when Ben Johnson does it. Stop choosing to receive. Always defer. You want to get that double up opportunity. I also noticed on the opening kickoff they tried that little handoff, fake handoff. There was that
Yeah, they tried the fake. Yeah, they did. They showed a fake reverse.
that little mesh on that thing, and it didn't catch anybody.
So here, let me ask you this, because while I would, and even in all of my coaching, I always defer, given the opportunity. I didn't mind it so much because here's the thing: the Bears they haven't done anything on opening drives in the last 9 games. I think they have had 3 turnovers on downs and 6 punts. They kept the ball for a very long time, that first drive, and it just resulted in a field goal, which was disappointing. Mm-hmm. I didn't mind it that much. I really didn't. I really didn't. Instead of having Green Bay going out there for a sustained drive and putting you in a whole 7-0 where you feel like, all right, shit, now we've got to come back and do something here. We've got to match them right away. I didn't mind it. I really didn't mind it at all. Oh, and I will say one other thing we're talking about the kicking game. Let me just find out when it was at right here, because I want to make sure I have the right play. This was on the Green Bay's 8th drive, so it's 21-9 after the 51-yard field goal, 21-9, and Santos kicked it short of the landing zone to put the Packers at the 40-yard line.
Yes.
And I wrote in big letters, all capital, like, stop kicking the fucking ball out of the landing zone. Like, kick the ball. Get it out there. In that situation particularly. Another disappointing drive where you end up with just a field goal, 21-9, and now you shorten the field because you missed the landing zone on one of those dirty kicks. Just kick it out.
But they ended up getting it back because that was the first really good rush we saw from Montez Sweat, and that was the first of 2 intentional grounding, but second of 2 intentional grounding penalties.
Yeah, the intentional ground. No, they did, but just stop doing that. Like, stop giving them, especially what they were doing. Just stop doing that. Like, make sure you get it in there. Yeah, and then Swift comes up on the Bears' 8th drive to get the touchdown. I thought he ran great. He ran really fast, and I kept saying, get the ball outside. Get the ball outside. You're going to have success getting the ball outside on this defense. And when they would do it, they would have some opportunities. And there was one in particular. It was in the first half. There was a Darnell Wright pulls all the way over from right tackle to DeAndre Swift going left, and he's the lead blocker. And he really didn't take the block on very well. I wanted to see that happen again, and I wish they hadn't. They didn't do it again though. And then when we talked about the pass to DJ Moore, it was on the fake screen to Luther Burden.
Yep.
When they did that on the first drive, that first series of the game, it was 3rd and 8. And they ran that screen to Luther Burden for an easy first down. And then they go back to it and show a different look. And then DJ Moore's open for the touchdown. It was fucking beautiful. It was like, hey, this worked against you in the first quarter. We're bringing it back. Now we're not. We got the safety Valentine beat. Easy touchdown for DJ Moore.
31-27, the Bears advance in the playoffs. The Packers are out. Yes. Despite trailing 21-3, the Bears outscore the Packers in the second half 28-6, including 25-6 in the fourth quarter.
Do you have the stats there in front of you, like team stats right in front of you? Can you give me what the final numbers were for rushing and passing attempts?
For rushing and passing attempts, the Packers had 23 rushing attempts.
Okay.
And the Bears had 28. The Packers
okay.
averaged 4.3 yards per rush. The Bears 3.3.
Okay. I said you got to rush between 25 and 32 times. That's where you got to be. You got to eliminate your pre-snap penalties, which they had 0. What are my other keys to that game? And then give me the passing numbers.
Penalties is what you said. And you said if you could clean up the pre-snap penalties. The Bears had 2 penalties for a total of 5 yards. I believe it's their best performance in that category of any game this year.
And give me the sack numbers, too. What were the sack numbers?
The sack numbers, I'm going to have to find this because...
You got it. Let's go to team stats.
I am. 1 for the Packers and 1 for the Bears.
Okay, so that was tied. Because remember, we said in the 7, now 8 losses for the Packers this year. They lost the turnover battle, which they didn't in this game, and it was there for the Bears to win. And then they also lost the sack battle, Green Bay, so that was tied there. And in those losses, Green Bay was outsacked 20-5, and they lost the turnover battle 11-5. So this is one of those games where it was a little bit different look for their loss. But the Bears, I said, between 25 and 32 carries, take care of the ball, which they didn't, protect Caleb Williams, which they did. take advantage of mistakes, which they didn't. I said go for the ball, play aggressive, but most importantly, clean up those penalties, which they really did today. So that was
When
it.
is the
Beautiful.
last time, I'll ask you this, or I'll leave you with this. When's the last time the Chicago Bears played a playoff game without punting?
1927.
They never punted.
Yeah.
I think Maury Buford, did he get into the Super Bowl?
I didn't see.
Did he get in?
Maury Buford did not punt, did he?
I don't remember Maury Buford punting, but the Bears had 0 punts in this game. I
just
think
remember him on this. He was on the sideline, and I think he was holding maracas, and he had like a black and white fedora on.
No, he was holding a margarita, I think.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, they were in New Orleans. He might have had a hurricane in each
He actually got a
hand.
young lady named Margarita. In
if
his
you were
arms.
if you were the Bears punter at that point, that's all you could do. But you know what?
And then the Packers punted twice, I think.
4 times.
4 times. Wow.
4 times, believe it or not. I didn't think they would all game, but they ended up doing that. All right, I say we wrap it here, and we will.
I think we go till 1 a.m. Let's just get this party going.
Well, the party, I'm sure, is already going out there. It is. What an amazing night. What an incredible night. What an unbelievable, improbable win. I've got to find new adjectives. I really do, because the Bears they defy everything. No matter what stats you put out there, no matter what the situation is, as long as 18 is there, he thinks he can win.
Yep. Absolutely. Hey,
and he does.
Thank you so much for not only being with us tonight, but being with us throughout the entire football season. I mean, we are very fortunate and very lucky that we said, hey, we're going to step into the podcast world this season and launch a brand new Bears Daily podcast at the end of August, beginning of September. Had no idea that we'd be talking about a Bears wild card win over the Green Bay Packers at Soldier Field. So thank you for being with us the entire football season. If you jumped in late, we still welcome you. Tell your Bears friends and family members to jump on into Forward Progress with us. A lot of fun, and we'll be here for at least one more. But I believe for the divisional round, the championship round, and the Super Bowl, we will be having a Forward Progress Super Bowl post-game show when the Bears win the Super Bowl in San Francisco this year. So thanks for being with us. We really do appreciate it.
Forward progress has stopped. 10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress. A Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.